GT4. I'm going to take you for a little tour around the inside here whilst the guys are working on the tyres in the back. So as you see, all the dash is lit up in front of me. The inside is modelled all around the road car. So some of the buttons we've got in here that are available to us. Starting from the top right here, the one in red, this is our pit limiter. So at different tracks around the country and around the world, different pits have different speed limits. So we can set this and then make sure that we don't go over the limit and potentially get a penalty on the day. Blue one here is our drink button, so we'll have a drinks bottle attached in the car. You'll be able to take that and get a quick sip of water if you need it, or whatever other beverage you've got. This here, that's to tell you the display, so that will change what options we've got available to us, such as the oil pressures, the oil temperatures, waters, and all the other temperatures that we might need, and our lap times. The two orange buttons down here, which are the 1 and 2, these are configurable to what we want them to be. So if we're doing an endurance race, we can get a pit wall to trackside radio if we need it. And these are completely flexible as to what we want them to be. Mark is a new tool which Porsche have introduced to these wheels. Suppose I'm on track, the car does something I'm not too keen or it's very unusual. If I press mark, that will log that specific moment on the data, so that the team and I can specifically look at what the incident was and why it happened, and we can perhaps look into why that happened in the first place. ACK, that's to acknowledge, so if we have a warning up on the dash, that's just to get rid of that warning, to acknowledge that we've accepted the fact that there's something potentially wrong. And the final option here, the green one, is our radio. So that's to radio to the pit wall to have a chat with our team. Along the centre here, some of these buttons may be familiar to some of you who currently own a Porsche. So the standard one's down here for climate control and air conditioning, etc. But it all changes a little bit up here, where usually there'd be a satellite navigation system. So here we've got our isolator to fire up the car and get the screens lit up. Hazard light, don't think we really need that too much. That's for our fire extinguisher, so we won't be pressing that today. The more important buttons are here. So here we have our ABS system. So with these cars we have ABS, anti-locking brakes, stability control, traction control, all of the aids for any driver of any ability. So this starts off at number 1 and works all the way around to number 10, 11. So depending on how confident you feel and what level of talent you've got, you can adjust that to suit you. We've been running it at number 3 today, and the lower the number, the less traction control you have. Wet, tyre dry, so when it's in the wet, this just gets the car all set up for wet conditions. Option 3, like the orange buttons up here, is a completely mappable button which we can adapt and change to whatever we want it to be on the day. TC off, self-explanatory, that's to turn your traction control off if you're feeling extra brave. And last but not least is our ESC, so our stability control. Again, if you're feeling brave, you can switch that one off and maximise as much as you can from this Cayman race car.